No, the screen isn't frozen. I'm just not talking. Hello, everyone. Hi. And we got Titan, and we have Elaine, and we have Richard. Hi. Hi, Pam. Pam, I am. Well, it's a little warmer today, so thank goodness I'm not freezing my butt completely off. I'm going to put on some music for us. Now, don't worry if I'm not here. Just if people come in and worry, tell them I'm just doing some stuff. I'm going to take myself off of here for a minute and I'll be muted. But I'll be right back, okay? Hey, here I am. Don't worry about it. I figure it's going to take you a few minutes to say hi to everybody. Let's see who else came in. I got to get a cool intro to well, it looks like we have some more people to send energy to, and that's or the same people actually. No, I'm here. I'm just trying to get some things ready because I was running sort of behind here. And, I'm going to put some energy music on for us. And I think I'm okay to do this as long as I say it's not really added like it's full restore the power of your DNA connection to the universe for 144 hertz, because a lot of you have been seeing 444 hertz. Powerful meditation music by Love Motives meditation music is playing softly in the background. So hopefully that's okay. And even if you can just barely hear it, it's going to help you. Hi. Yeah, I said, don't worry. I'm going to disappear for a few minutes, but I'll be back. I'm getting some things ready. I have another hat on, as you can see. Another one of my cool hats. I realized something kind of weird about me today. And I guess this is just a holdover from when I felt very targeted. I don't know if anybody's listening yet. You're probably all too busy saying hi. But I think I have to be a little bit more open with some of the people that I trust. But I realize I have been kind of hiding. Feeling better. I know I left a long pause in there. I didn't know how to say this. I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. Even I've been kind of under the gun for so long. I think I have a type of PTSD or something. I think I have some sort of attitude that I don't want people to necessarily find me. Like I have to worry about, you know. So I haven't been connecting with people maybe in the right way, and I'm sorry about that. So, Titan, I'm going to be sending you my address. I shouldn't worry about that. Like I said, I've had some times when things have gone very badly, but I think those things are in the past now. So I shouldn't be paranoid about it. Not that I was paranoid about you particularly, but just, things like giving any kind of an email or stuff like that. And I realized I have got to get to the point where I realize some of these things are now over. I believe a lot of this is over now. And I'm going to be getting in touch with people better. Sorry, you're kind of seeing the side of me that's a little vulnerable yet. Thank you. It's just, for a while, every time I popped my head up, somebody would take a shot at me. Something horrible would happen. Just every time I tried to show up in the world as who I am, I would get pretty viciously attacked, whether it would be hacked or some other thing. And I think I'm through that time now, hopefully. Now I think I've just got more normal stuff going on, which means things are really changing in the world. But it's not because I'm paranoid of you. It's not because anything to do really with you individually. It's just me. And not. It's just when I think of, I've come a long way, but I still have a long way to go. I'm a work in progress, as we all are. And after you've been through a lot of stuff, you sometimes have problems until you find the way to finally let go of them. Okay. And I think part of it was because people would show up at my door. Literally show up. It's funny when you get to be even just a little famous like I was locally, your fans and groupies will sometimes show up at your door. As a matter of fact, there is a guy who, and why is it always the case that the most persistent people after you are always the ones that you would never want a relationship with, ever, but they're the most persistent ones. Yeah, and mine has an incredibly, thank you, Pam. Thank you, because mine has even more ability to stalk than most, because he worked for and maybe still works for him. I don't know, for the government. So, yeah, mine was a professional stalker, let's say, in a sense of speaking. So, yep. So, Titan, let me find you and shoot you my address, but I just don't want anybody to think it's a personal thing, because it's certainly not. You guys, I would trust you with even if you lived near. I know you wouldn't just come barging in or anything like that. You're just not that kind of people. But I have had fans and I have had groupies. Oh my goodness. Titan, who are you in MeWe? Can you give me a hint what your name? I'm pretty sure I friended you, but I thought I friended you in MeWe. But get in touch with me on MeWe, because you know who I am, right? And I will give you my address so that you can give me that book. I would love that book. Thank you very much. I know, it's so silly. No, it's okay. I mean, I love the idea. I'd love to see the book if you still are of a mind to send it to me. That's very kind of you, and I understand why you want me to read it. Why don't I have you on MeWe then? I can't find you in my list. It's what I've been trying to do. We are friends, aren't we? I'm pretty sure I thought I friended everybody. Who Titan is Titan? And I sent Todd too. I don't have you here. Well, that's weird. Okay. Let's see if I can find you. No results found. Yeah, I'm not finding you. That's really weird. You disappeared. That rhymes. It's really weird. You disappeared. I don't see you. I don't understand this. What's going on here? Well, it keeps telling me nothing was found. Now I've searched several different ways. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, let's see. In the group chat or the group feed? Oh, there you are. I see you. Okay. I think I gotcha. Yes. All right. Now we go in. That's still trying to say you're not a contact. What the heck? This person is not a contact, but in 3 of the same group as you. Okay, well, maybe you have to accept me. Okay, did you get it? I sent you the address. And one of the reasons I'm using MeWe is because I don't trust Facebook as far as I can throw it. Thank you all for being such good friends and for being understanding. Okay, I also sent a message to Todd Sears, and as you'll notice, my address is a lot happier address. It's actually kind of a happy address, and I have been happier here. I've been happier here than I was at the old place. The old place certainly was terrible. I'm so lucky to be here. And you know, that's part of being happy and also of manifesting things is realizing what you have that is good in your life and realizing when you have it good. Just saying, sometimes I will go through and think of and just do a meditation on how lucky I am, how fortunate I am, how many good things I do have, my good friends, and lots of stuff, you know, that is actually good. I mean, I do have talents and skills. I have you guys. I may not have very many friends around here yet, at this location yet, but I have a few. And I've made a few friends here. And just, I guess, my abilities, my knowledge finally coming to something. It's terribly painful when you have a lot of knowledge and you can't see it coming to anything. There's no one. I don't have children. There's no one to pass it to. Uh, so what do you do with it? But now I have a way to pass it on, what I know, what I've been through. I feel better because in the end, what do you have except that? So there's going to be some kind of legacy. And that's good, because I think everybody wants to feel like their presence here made a difference of some sort. That your life made a difference, that your life mattered. And we go through so much stuff. It's nice to think that it's going to come to something. So, yeah, I'm just going to drop all that, and I'm going to help you guys to drop some of your stuff tonight, too. I'm going to put up the healing circle so that we can be nice and safe. And then I'm going to do some things that I've learned to do to help you drop some of the things you might be carrying too. And if that's what you want to do, and this is entirely your choice if that's what you want to do. So let me know in the chat, and I'll tell you what we'll do along those lines. So, and I know how long this group says hello, and how long it takes for some people to notice I'm on, right? It's like people are probably still figuring I'm on, figuring out I'm on, it's like, oh, maybe she's on. One thing I want to make sure, I'm not seeing anybody chat. This is weird. Chat hasn't moved. Are you guys okay out there? Oh, good. That's right. That's right. We did that. Oh, thank you. That's true. And I kicked a troll's butt, and we haven't seen him since. Doesn't mean we'll never have another troll, but maybe it does. And if one shows up, I'll deal with it. But one thing I've learned about life is you can't walk around worried, to just live. Trying to live your life like everything you do is hazardous is going to kill you anyway. And I've seen that recently with some of my friends. Some of my friends have been through a lot too. And when you are that afraid, and things will happen to make you that afraid. And I mean, legitimately, stuff is happening. However, you've also got to trust that there's going to be somebody to have your back. Because one thing I have learned, no matter what it looks like, even when things are really bad, if you keep the faith, somebody will show up to help you. And that's the difference. You got to have faith that something will show up and help you. And if you're nice people and you make friends, it's probably going to be one of your friends or something. I mean, you know, or some of you actually have decent family, which the rest of us makes the rest of us very, very envious. Because some of us don't have, a lot of us don't have supportive family, and I think that's part of it. Is a lot of us who have these issues with trust did not have a supportive family. Like, for instance, look how far Denali is very strong, but she's got a supportive family. It makes a big difference. I wonder, you know, what would have happened if my family would have been, what it would look like, what my life would have looked like. However, it also, what I've been through has made me very resourceful. It's made me a lot tougher than some people. It's made me press further and be a self-reference, you know, more like self-approval. You know, I have to depend on me and my guides. I have to, you know, not a self-reference. I can't think of the word, but you know, my own authority, my own shaman. It made me more of that, and so maybe that was the path that I chose, is to make me into somebody who would not necessarily need anybody else's approval. But, you know, it still is very nice to get it. Sometimes. It's very nice to sometimes have people acknowledge you and show approval and all that, and be supportive. And I'm not quite used to it yet, but keep going, guys. I'll learn. I promise I'll learn how to deal with the support and the approval too. It's really kind of inbuilt into us to want that, of course, and it takes a lot to learn to be your own, to approve of yourself and know that you're a good person. It's like, for instance, my singing. You can't BS me about my singing. You can't do it. You can't. I know what I got. I know what I got. I know I got a good voice. I know I'm a great singer. I have a great range. I know that. And you can't BS me. It's just a fact. You know, it's just a fact, right? I mean, if you can do something, you are. If you're dark-haired, you're dark-haired. You know, if you're good-looking, you're good-looking. You know, and when you get to the fact that, yeah, that is just a trait of me, and you don't need anybody else to say that, because I've had people go, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to sing, and people go, oh no, and they've never heard me at all, never. And there's such a weird knee-jerk reaction in some people that anybody who's not on the radio can't sing. And then they hear me and they're like, oh. But yeah, it's like, that's one thing you can't bullshit me, okay? However, there are other areas of our life. I mean, there's usually at least one thing that you have that nobody can bullshit you, you know? I mean, even if it is, you have beautiful eyes. Well, hell yeah, I got beautiful eyes, or whatever. And maybe that's one thing that we can all do for ourselves, is figure out what it is about us that we have unshakable faith in. Yeah. You know, it's things we learn to do as we grow up. The other thing is that I noticed growing up is don't try, being smart is not encouraged. Then you're a geek or a nerd or, smart, being smart, growing up smart, especially if you're a girl, is not encouraged. Oh, we say we encourage it, but society does not treat it well. Okay, does not acknowledge it much. Um, and there are other things. I mean, I'm sure guys have their list of things too. And I'm not trying to bring up the battle of the sexes or anything. It's just that we have societal things. And I think really these things have been put in place to control us, to make us less, to make us more vulnerable, to make us doubt ourselves. Hey, Marie. Marilena. Yes. So hopefully in here you will find your meeting people who are not shallow and who actually are real people, because the NPC theory, well, I don't know if this has been brought up before. Some people are just not real people, as in they just don't have any ability to do anything but live on a program, following a program. That's all they do. That's all they can do. They can't really think outside the box. They can't really think outside their program. And that's kind of sad in a way, but that is their life. I mean, and some of that is their choosing, and some of it is maybe other people influencing that. I don't know. I think there are some people that have a light. People have seen this. Some people have a light in them and some people do not. And I think that light is the spark of the creative consciousness, the immortal spirit, if you will. And that's the light that you see when you see people. Some people merely have it buried, but maybe some people just don't have that at all. So, and if not, we've just got to accept that that is their beingness. That is their being. That is what they are, and we cannot make them some other way until they're ready. They have to be ready to make that kind of a change. Another thing I would like to speak to is people who are energy drainers. Now, mostly what most energy workers do is just burn them out, as in just throw so much energy at them of the universe, not your own energy, but the energy of the universe. Throw so much energy at them that they just like get, almost burn out. That is one technique for dealing with that. Yeah. But so, yeah, Some people are just in a constant state of crisis. And they don't know how to live any other way. If there is no crisis, they'll make a crisis because they only know how to live in a crisis. Because as they were growing up, their family was always in crisis. And, you know, well, and that's another thing about energy vampires, too, is a lot of them don't know that they are. They have no idea. Some of them know that they are and don't want to be, but they don't know how to get out of it. In fact, that is common. They have a suspicion that is actually what they are, but they don't for the life of them know what they can ever do about it to change that. And that's another thing too. And like I said, and people who are, I saw a meme, and it said asshole. And the definition was somebody who keeps asking you question after question after question, but never takes the advice, never takes the answer. Keeps asking you for advice, never takes it. That's an asshole. It's like you can keep giving him an answer, keep giving him an answer, keep giving him an answer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just, you know, in 5 minutes, an hour, a couple of days, a week, they've, you know, forgotten it. They haven't done it, and they're asking again, or they're asking something else now. And I've had friends like that who as a matter of fact, I have who is I think hopefully rehabilitating now, but she's I think I've spoken of it before, who you'll do something and it's very you know, you say, okay, you know, I've helped that, and then, you know, in a couple of days back again. Now I'm not saying that something isn't affecting them, but I'm saying that if you're telling them to do something and they won't do it, what are you going to do? You know? Now then there's the other effect. If you actually really clear somebody of certain things, it's so funny. And this drives people nuts, drives healers nuts in a way. Somebody will ask for help for something, and you will tell them, do this. They won't do it. Oh, hey, how you doing, Ken? Good, good. Yeah, we send them a bit of energy, right? And they should be feeling right as rain soon. So, you know, you'll tell somebody something, and maybe you'll have that friend for years, and you've told them for maybe 15, 20 years, this, you know, this works for me. This has worked for other people. They're the kind of person that you tell them the answer, and they'll still go, no, that's not it. Or they'll just ignore it, or they'll go, oh yeah, and then, but they won't act on it, or they, you know, something is blocking them from acting on it, right? And then if you really clear them, once you really, really, really clear somebody, they'll suddenly start doing what you told them to do for the last 15 years or whatever. And they'll say, I just discovered this, like it's their own idea. Like, you know, and you'll be there, yeah, I told you that 15 years ago. Oh no, this is something new. It's so funny. It's like, okay, Oh no, this is entirely different. Um, and that's why we have, and the other thing is, if you clear things for somebody, a lot of times um, they won't remember what they came to you for because it's so cleared that it doesn't exist for them anymore. It literally just does not exist. And never did exist. They can't even remember it ever did exist. So, that's another one is the healers go through is, and people who help others and teachers and stuff go through is uh, people who always need help and just never accept it. Can't somehow the mechanism is blocked. But if you clear them, then they forget entirely they ever had a problem, and then you don't get a testimonial about it. What I'm asking for tonight, I got a little small ask. If any of you would be willing to, um, and if any of you know how to do this, this kind of blocks you seeing my lovely wrap that I have here with the fur. I think I want to put something else on. I'm kind of feeling sparkly tonight, though. I'm feeling magical. Maybe I'll just say to heck with a hat for now. I know. Just, this is my hair. As you can see, it's still growing in, but at least I have hair. I have to be happy for that. My hair is still trying to grow in after losing. I was losing huge chunks of it. I was literally, it's still kind of flat, but I was literally brushing the brush and there was all of this hair in the brush, and it's like, ah! If anybody's ever gone through that, and I'm sure some of you have. Oh, good for you, Ken. So I had to correct that. And the other thing is, I didn't want to offend anybody yesterday. And certainly Pappy would be one of the last people I'd ever want to offend. I love Pappy. He's great. He has been a great addition to this tribe. He's a great guy. And if he were here, I would be saying the same thing. I mean, absolutely never any disrespect to Pappy about anything. But one thing I feel very strongly about is we must regain our lost abilities, and there's only one way to do that. That's by practicing them. That's the only way. You can't play a guitar by letting it sit on a shelf. If you hang your guitar on the wall and say, I'm a guitar player, no, you're not. Do you ever play that thing? How many people have a guitar or some other instrument that's just sitting there that they never play? And you keep thinking, I want to do that, but then you never do. But we really need to motivate ourselves to regain these things, because I think it's important. I think these things that have been stolen, literally stolen from us. I mean, I get that so strong. We need to regain them if we're going to be able to walk through the days that are coming up. We can't let the guitar sit on the shelf. We can't let the gift go denied. Because if you keep denying a gift, it'll start to go rancid on you. Like your psychic gifts, if they'll start hurting you and working the other way. It's something I've seen many times. If you have something that you can do, and we've been frightened to use them. Some people will frighten you against using your gifts. And I really blame a lot of that on religions. A lot of us grew up with religions. Some of us grew up with religions that distorted or vilified our gifts. And that's not right. And when you do that, when you try to suppress that, it hurts you. It ends up coming out, but coming out in bad ways. So it's really important that we not let this happen to us, that we allow ourselves to fully find out what we can do and keep pushing it and improving it. Because I think what's going to be coming up, it's going to be the best and the worst of times. You know, we're going to see some terrible things. We're also going to see some wonderful things. And I heard something today that the media, it's interesting. You can look in the media and find out exactly the attitudes that the media is trying to foster. And usually those attitudes that the media is trying to foster is you'll get a little bit of, maybe you'll get just a little bit of the truth, just enough to make your ears prick up. And then they'll lower the boom and screw you up, you know, throw in something, a monkey wrench to screw you up, a red herring. And so I heard something today that went something like, now in movies, one of the things, I guess, in a lot of media, they're showing something that is akin to what I call the monkey's fist syndrome, which was a long time. It was a short story about a guy finds somehow this guy obtains the monkey's fist and you wish, and it's like the wishing genie, but only the monkey's fist is, it'll grant your wishes, but it'll also be in the worst possible way. Like he wishes for, you know, X amount of money, and he gets it by having one of his relatives die and leave him a fortune. You know, so he's losing something. Well, this is nothing new. I mean, this attitude is nothing new, that you're going to have to give something up. You're going to have to sacrifice to get something. There's really no reason for that. If you're sacrificing anything you really want and really need, something evil is at work there. Usually all your sacrifice is your disbelief. That's the only thing you should be sacrificing. And so now I guess somebody brought it up. It's in some movies that these people manifest something, but then something else terrible happens because they manifested that. They have to, and then they have to choose between the two. And it's fostering this idea, okay, that whatever you manifest, you might as well just not bother manifesting your dreams, because you'll just have to, you know, something bad will happen and you'll have to make a choice and you'll just be back in the same place that you were, or maybe worse off, something like that. It's bullshit. And then people come up with all kinds of scientific, well, it's the equal and opposite reaction. Well, a lot of people are out there manifesting stuff with no ill effect. And I'm one of them. I manifested this place. The only thing I lost was the other place, which was something I wanted to lose. And the other thing I lost was my trepidation about moving. Some of my fears and doubts. some of my lack of faith. I now have a lot more faith that when I have to do something, it's going to happen. Somehow, some way, somebody will show up and help me with that. Someone will show up, something. I will be given the way, okay? That's all I'm losing. That's the equal and opposite reaction, maybe, right there, if you're going to argue that. So that's another thing I want to just say is if you start seeing that, there was also another idea that was being fostered in some media, that magic can run out, you can use it up, that it's finite. Just like we're being told that that energy is finite, we're going to use it up. Entropy, we're going to, it's all going to be gone, and to make it scarce and all that, to give you this idea of scarcity, that's also bullshit. You can't use it up. Energy just goes into a different form. You can't ever use up all the energy. You can't do it. All the energy in the universe? No, you cannot. That's ridiculous. It's silly. It just keeps flowing. That's all. It's ridiculous. But these things will foster that for whatever purpose. Oh, angle grinding. Okay, I got it. Ken's got to run off and help the daughter's boyfriend. Yeah, I know what you mean. I have had. They have been working on the apartment next door ever since there was a hot water tank that exploded and sent water down to all the apartments below it. And I was one. Fortunately, I got a very light dose. I mean, just some water seeped under the floor and came into my apartment, and we got it mopped up and everything. We got it cleared away. But then the lady next door, though, her apartment was right under him. And her place was just totaled. And so all I've been hearing for months now is various kinds of repair work. And then I also have noisy upstairs neighbors. So it's like all I hear all day, some days, is like banging and clacking and all kinds of noise and some of it sounds like they're going to come right through the ceiling or the wall. This is the days I saved the gummies for, right? Saved a few gummies just for these kind of days when they're particularly noisy and annoying. But well, that's progress, I guess, right? Though they have to fix that apartment, but geez, sometimes it's so noisy. It's like, and then my helper comes over and it sounds like they're coming through the wall, and she'll jump and she'll go, "What's that?" It's like they're fixing the next door apartment. Remember, she goes, "Oh yeah, oh wow." She'll be like, "Wow, you hear that all day?" Yeah, that's what I've been saying all day. And she's going, "Wow, it sounds like they're going to bust through the wall." It's like, I know. Or the person upstairs will drop something. For some reason, this person just, I don't know, maybe they go bowling on a regular basis or something, but they're always slamming something on the floor, and it's like boom, and she'll jump and she'll go, "What the heck is that?" What's going on up there? And it's like, I don't know, maybe he's bowling. I have no idea what's going on. So this music that I'm playing and files like it are really wonderful for that, because I just turn it up a little bit and this stuff just kind of fades into oblivion. You know, it's just like the back, and then it's just sort of. So these files have been very helpful for me. Okay. Uh, you know, it's been kind of a test of my, and then you can't, it's like try to, we just make the best of these things as we go on. We figure out ways around it. I mean, we have to do the Houdini thing and let ourselves out of the cage, find our way out of the cage. Okay, that's I think that's I'm just about done with my spiritual rant now about all of these things that we encounter as, and we can encounter quite a bit more, but these were just the things that came up to me today to mention. There are people, oh yes, I wanted to say, a lot of times now people who are practitioners of various skills, what they do is make people write down what they came to them for. And that way, if you clear them so much they can't remember, you have some record to show them. Oh yes, see, here is what you came to me for. Oh, okay. Especially if they wrote it themselves, see? So you have to do it before you clear them because they'll forget. It'll be so much just a memory in the past that they will totally forget that there was ever anything wrong. No, I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I've always been fine. It's like, okay. And then, but if any of you want to give a testimonial, that would rock. Like if I've helped you, I really need somebody to help with a website or something. I think I need other ways because we cannot count on YouTube. Okay, I need other ways for people to get in touch with me. That's what I'm saying. I need to quit being, a recluse. I need to quit being so insular and afraid of people finding me. I just have to intend that only the right people find me. The people that I can help that need to find me, and that kind of thing. And so I've been given the task of freeing the slaves. When I asked what my purpose was this last time, I've said this before. I've asked 3 times. I've asked 4 times, actually, to see if it's still the same, and it is. Freeing the slaves is still my purpose. It's still one of the things I came here to do. That's still in progress. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, by golly, that's what I'm going to do, because if you leave this life without fulfilling your purpose, you really wasted a lot of time and effort, haven't you? You're probably going to kick yourself. Why didn't I do that? No matter how hard it is, whatever it is that you came here to do, you're better off just doing it and realizing that's why you came. Just go ahead and do it somehow and push through it. I had to keep pecking at it for years. Like I said, every now and then I would stick my head up and I'd get shot at. No, okay, it's not quite time yet. I have to wait longer. or I'd be a light in a small group in small ways. And, you know, I would always start to get famous and then panic. I have been very well known in certain circles before, and then I'd start to panic and I'd withdraw. So when people ask me, why am I not a big star? It's because it terrifies me. I could have probably been one several times over by now. It just has always terrified the heck out of me, I guess. On the one hand, yes, I'd love fame and fortune. On the other hand, I'd probably hate it. Because just the small taste of fame and fortune, having the groupies, having the stalkers, and so on, having every part of your life criticized, having enemies that you never met, that don't even know you, that's part of it too. And people just hating you just because you are doing something that they'd love to do themselves, but they won't do it. They can't bring themselves to do it. So that all comes with fame too. And people trying to bring you down. You know, it's like, this is something that David Bowie told me, because we corresponded. I've said this before in the stream. We corresponded online a lot. We chatted online a lot. Okay. He was on the net quite frequently. And he loved his fan club. He really did. He loved his fans. He was, and he still does. I shouldn't put it that way, because he's still around. He's just in the next realm. And he still loves his fans. He still does. And he told me one time, he said, you know, there was a bloke who said, what problem can you possibly have? You're David motherfucking Bowie. And he said, well, and then I had to tell him, well, mate, the next time, or the next thing you got to do is make sure you stay David motherfucking Bowie. And how do you do that? You know, how do you stay? And the question is, now that you are, you know, who you are, how do you stay that? You know, because as soon as you get there, there are going to be people looking for ways to take you down out of there. As soon as you're the champ, you're going to have a lot of contenders. So that's another side of that. And I've counseled people who have been famous, who I've seen what they've gone through. It can be a terrible burden to be famous. There are perks. You know, you go into somebody's restaurant and they know you and you get all kinds of great service. But, you know, or something like that. Oh, yeah, it can be great. But on the other hand, you know, not being able to eat your dinner without somebody asking you for an autograph. Having people show up, having you know, some of these people were younger, said when they were younger, like having, you know, still even at their parents' place, having somebody show up at their parents' place, a fan show up at their parents' place naked, you know, looking for them. That happened to, I guess that happened to more than one person. People are nuts, you know. Oh my God. People get, you know, fanatic is where fan comes from, right? So you can have fans and then some of them are actually fanatics, which is the scary side of that. So I think this time I'm going to try and push through that too. and push through the fear of actually being accepted and loved, and and the negative side effects, and just intend that there are not going to be negative side effects of it. So, and just let it happen this time. If it happens, if it starts to happen, and not run away from it like I have before. So, okay, I've got the circle going now, and this sphere of light, and calling on the guardians of the directions, all our relations, all our guides and helpers, and the kingdoms that are helpful to us. And I'm just going to, wow. As I'm doing this, I'm feeling some kind of really amazing energy. Somebody typed something in chat. The chat isn't moving, and I'm a little bit worried. Are you hearing me? Or did I disappear? Uh-oh, something's wrong. I can't see your chat. If you're chatting, I can't see it. I'm going to go on MeWe for a minute and find out, see if I can figure out what's going on. I'm here. Oh, you're all just quiet and listening? Wow. Oh, now I'm seeing you. Yeah. Oh, you're just listening. Wow. I'm sorry. I was worried that something happened to the stream. I have to, pay attention to that. Okay. I didn't want, I mean, sometimes I have disappeared. So, I every now and then just type, yeah, or something once in a while, if you can. But yeah, it sounds like you just, put a little emoji there or something, so I know that it's still working. Thanks. Because from this end, there are very few ways to tell if something is wrong. Thanks. Thanks for listening. You've just been listening intently, I guess. Or multitasking, that's fine too, because all I've been doing is just talking about things. If any of you have anything to share, I'm going to put the invite link out, because I'm pretty darn sure that none of you are trolls right now, that we don't have trolls in here. And honestly, I think one of the best things we can do for ourselves is realize that we're worthy. There really is no shortage of things in the universe. I mean, we're kind of taught to think of things in a lacking way. I think we've really got to train ourselves to think not we can't have something, but more think of it in the way of how do we get that? Like, instead of looking at, say you have a nice house you want, or a car or whatever, instead of saying, but I'm broke and I can't have that, you've got to look at it like, well, there's got to be a way to get that. Because, people have had cars and things just given to them. You know, I mean, people have had inherited things. People just donate things. People have had, you know, all kinds of stuff can happen. We've got to get out of our minds this idea that there is no way in the universe this is going to happen. When we have a dream of some kind, we've just got to keep asking ourselves or the universe, how does this happen? How do I make it happen? We just keep asking the universe, how do I make this happen? How does this happen? How is this going to happen? When I was moving, I had to keep doing that. When I wanted to move, I had to do this all the time. How am I going to move? How am I going to, where are the people coming from? Who's going to move me? How's this going to happen? How am I going to get the money? How, just saying, okay, and not like, how am I going to get the money? Oh, I'm never going to get it. No, you gotta have the attitude of, okay, I'm watching. Where's it coming from? What do I have? What do I have here? What friends do I have? What resources do I have? And then start looking for resources. Start looking for resources to show up. Because they do show up. You know, you just may be missing them. I know Deb, I had to talk to Deb because, of course, I was missing something. I knew I was missing something. Deb, what am I missing here? And she said, my guides say they just want to slap you. What about those new people you met? And I'm like, new people? She said, yeah, they're talking about some new people. Some new people that you met, and you haven't known them very long, but I'm there like, okay, let me think about this. Who is that? And I just let it be known among some of the newer people that I had met what I needed. And don't you know, they had the answers. They had a truck and were willing to help. I hadn't even thought of that. It hadn't even occurred to me to ask them or even mention it to them. You know, duh. They had been sitting there for months. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Marie. We've been taught scarcity. And in fact, the universe is not a scarce universe. It's abundant. The universe can always make more. What was that commercial? Crunch all you like, we'll make more. The universal energy is not in short supply. It is always there and very abundant. At one time, the earth was so abundant, nobody wanted for anything. Nobody needed anything. I saw those days. I've seen those days. I've seen them for myself with remote viewing. And it reminded me, yes, it was like that at one time. This earth can bring forth such abundance that nobody needs to starve ever. Every single scarcity that we have is an engineered scarcity. It's not real in the sense that the universe has scarcity. The universe is always abundant. Abundant life. I mean, there's so much life in the universe. You know, it's everywhere. It's in every corner of the universe, literally, as far as I can tell. It's in every corner of the world, if you think of it. There's things living in steam vents, for Pete's sakes. So, yeah, I used to be the same way, Marie. And this is something that we've been trained to feel. This is something we've been trained to believe. Maybe that's why I'm bringing this up now. We have been trained to believe in scarcity, and it's not a fact. There is abundant free energy that's been kept from us. We are only like a hair's breadth from figuring it all out. And some of us are pretty darn sure that places like Turkmenistan have figured it out, right? And we want some of that. And this whole idea that they're now neutral and will never go to war because they don't want anything. That was probably the way it was standardly at one time. Because that is using the Earth's natural systems. Now, let me tell you something that Mother Earth herself, who is has a personality, she's a being, and this is her body. That, you know, whatever you think, whether you think she's flat or round or whatever you think she is, she has an intelligence and she has a spirit. Oops, we've got Pappy. Right. Yeah, that's what the whole cornucopia idea is there is abundance. And so I guess that leads me to talk about okay, let me find the card. I'll find it. Hello, Papa Bear. Always good to see you. Yeah, the universe is naturally abundant. The universe is naturally creative. The universe is naturally able to respond to our thoughts. But if our thoughts are of lack, that is what we will manifest. Because it's responding to our beliefs and thoughts. And if you are in lack, it is because you have some belief that the universe is not able to provide for you. Shit. Oh well, there goes the bag. I just dropped the bag. I keep my cards in. That's okay. It's no big deal. I have too much on my desk is what it's trying to tell me. Okay, I have too many things on this desk in front of me here. This card. Field of Plenty. What it's really referring to is, and it says at the bottom, ideas, needs manifested. The truth of it is, there is a place called the causal plane that we call the causal plane because it's the causal plane. It's the cause. Where things are made before they come here. And that card is a symbol of that, the causal plane. When that card comes up, something is manifesting in the causal plane. You're making something in the causal plane. Something is getting ready to come to you from the causal plane. What's the causal plane? When you dream, when you manifest, when you create, when you decide what you want, that's where you're building it. That's where it exists before it comes here, comes swirling in down here and lands. So it always exists there before it exists here. And nothing comes into existence until it is created there. So it is like the stage before it comes in here. So if this place exists and you can contact it and send your intentions there. Yes, you can build it there and have it'll come right into manifestation. And we have to remember that. And there's never a lack. The universe never, ever, ever has a lack and never will have a lack. You will never run out of magic. You will never run out. It has an abundant energy. It has unlimited. You know, you will never run out. So we have to keep remembering this and banish these ideas of lack that we're being programmed with. Yes, we've all been through lack. I'm sure that everybody here has experienced some kind of lack. But it's okay. We just need to learn to accept the fact that the universe is actually loving, abundant, and giving, as well as any other way. And that the ideas of lack have been fostered intentionally as a tool of control. If we look at everything we're being given with the eyes of, there's been a lot of misunderstanding and there's been a lot of intentional disinformation. And we've got to get rid of that. So anybody who's listening who wants to participate in this, I'm going to do a quick thing that to help us get rid of this idea of scarcity. And all it's going to require is for you to either say yes when I'm going to bring up the energy by asking a question. You don't have to answer. You really don't. Just answer in your mind, maybe. If an answer comes up, usually something will come up to mind. What's causing this? But you don't have to tell me. I don't need to know the story. We're just going to bring the energy up to be transmuted into something much better. And this is one of the techniques that I've learned. Okay, so this is some deep knowledge. That's right, Pappy. You send your thoughts into the universe. And just to get rid of all of these ideas of scarcity, I'm just going to ask right now. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments, this is an access consciousness thing, I'll just tell you, this is where this comes from. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have? Do I have? Do we have? That the universe has any lack or scarcity or can't provide for us or doesn't want to provide for us, or that we're taking something away from somebody else if we are abundant, or that somehow we're diminishing something, or that we're going to have to give up something we love, and all of that. Let's dump that now. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of our attitudes about that I've mentioned here, that are holding us back from manifesting what we really want and accepting what we are being freely given by the universe? Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of those attitudes that keep the gifts that the universe is trying to give us away from us? And if so, please just say yes. And that's all you have to do. if you are willing to uncreate and destroy all of those attitudes. Believe me, if you really decide you want them, you can always get them back. You can always think them again. But we need to get rid of them. You know, we really do. We know this is not true. This is just not true. So, in an attempt to clear our own home of these unneeded thoughts and unneeded attitudes, this is what we do. Okay, Puck and Puddles ad. Once again, times a godzillion, Puck and Puddles ad. I can feel the energy shifting, can you? If there's anything left of that, once again, Puck and Puddle that. There you go. I can feel the energy shift right there. You know, it's interesting what Pappy is saying, because want is a word that means lack. So really, it might be good to stop saying we want things and just focus our language, since we're creating with our minds a design of what we desire. Maybe we should think of it in terms of what we desire, not what we want, which means lack. But what is waiting for us? What is waiting to come to us? That the universe freely gives. This is called grace, and grace exists. And grace is something that is freely given by the universe, by God. It's something that just is a gift that you didn't have to earn. It's just something bestowed out of love. Just from love. Some of you have graced me, and I really appreciate that. The universe stands ready to grace you at any moment. Believe that. Yes, I feel it too. I feel it too, Marie. Let us no longer have wants. Let us have no longer maybe even needs. Let us have desires to live a better life and a willingness to accept all of the gifts that are being offered to us. May our eyes be open to all the gifts that are being offered to us, all of the opportunities that are being put in our path that we have not seen for one reason or another, because of some attitude, some belief, some habit. And let us just accept that really God loves us, the universe loves us, the creative consciousness that flows through all things really is abundant in love as well, and loves us. And what does love do? When you love someone, you want to make sure they're okay. You want to make sure their needs are met. You want to make sure that they're happy. You want to make sure that they can take care of themselves. You want to make sure that they get everything to have a happy life. This is what the universe really wants for you. And what really is at the core of our desires? Love. What are we all seeking? Always love, acceptance. Isn't that really why many of the things that we think we want, that we want them? We want love, we want acceptance. That's what we feel, right? We feel the desire for love and acceptance, and we do things to be loved and accepted. And what if we knew in our hearts that we were loved and accepted all the time? Tight. You know, what our bedrock needs as, and I hate to using that word anymore, but actually our most basic desires then, because I'm not going to use need. You know, need is a rune. It's actually a rune. And it means exactly what the word would mean to you. When it comes up in a reading, need means something is lacking. And you know, you want that to come into be, you know, it's like there is a lack, need. So it's a very old thing. So uh, I'm going to say more often desires. Our most bedrock desire, our most basic desire, from the time we are conceived, is love and acceptance. And one of the other drives is a community, to be part of a community, to be accepted by your community and loved by your community. And this is why people who feel disenfranchised will go to such lengths, even joining gangs, even putting themselves through all kinds of things to belong to some kind of a group, whether it be a secret society or some kind of social club or some kind of gang. Everybody has this desire to be accepted and part of a group and to be a respected part of that group. That's right. I would agree with that, Titan. Yeah, you know what? It's taught a lot of people that, Jarvis, Chris Jarvis, as opposed to Whitey FP. Um, yeah, this is I've seen people do it. They join gangs for acceptance. They're not being accepted by their family. They're not being accepted by the people they would rely on. And so they're looking for acceptance somewhere. They're looking for some kind of respect, some kind of acceptance. Yes, and this drives people to do a lot of strange things. So this is not something that to take lightly. It's a need. It's actually a human need. You will try and fill that hole. That will feel like a hole. And you will try and fill that hole. And you may try all kinds of ways. You may try it with drugs too, or alcohol, or activities that aren't good for you, or sex, or some other addiction. You may try to fill that hole all kinds of ways, but what really needs to be there, the only thing that'll really fit and really fill that hole, will be love and acceptance. That's the only thing. So, this place, I hope, in my stream and in my group, you find a place of love and acceptance and a way to fill that, in a way to fulfill that desire. So, I think we have it. I think we do. And that's why I feel you're all so important. And it's so important that I'm finally doing this. I think it's important. I think it needs to happen. I think we need each other. Human beings have always needed each other, as much as reclusive as we are, as frightened as sometimes we are of each other, and crazy as we can be sometimes, in truth. Humans are meant to interact. And if nothing else, here in 2020, we've learned just how painful it is to not be able to interact with each other. Hello, Daniel. How are you today? Okay, Daniel. Nice to meet you. So, that's if I'm sermonizing, I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying something useful, but I do want to express my gratitude, and that's another thing. Expressing gratitude is another way. Expressing gratitude for the people in your life. We're coming up on a new year, and we've already kind of had our new year. We've done our burning bowl, so we've had our new year. But a lot of people are going to be celebrating New Year, and that comes with resolutions. And I think one of the things we need to remember, or I no, not need, we don't really even need that, that it would be to our advantage. It would be to our advantage to remember that we have each other, and there are a lot of people who don't have that. So we really are ahead of the game here. In the group, there's usually somebody around to help you. As I've said before, there is no one person, and we should never, ever put all of our hopes into one person. And I know there is another stream where some people were touting one particular person. We should never put all our hopes into one person. We should put faith in our tribe, knowing that someone will eventually show up that loves us, because we have a lot of love here. Someone will come in and love us and help us. So, not to fear. Okay, hope I wasn't boring. Thank you. And thank you, Titan, for coming. That's right. I don't really do resolutions. I don't really do them. I just look at the new year. I set my intentions. This is what I intend to have happen in the next year. And then I take the opportunities that come by. And I'm grateful for them. And grateful for all of you. Because you know what? People make resolutions all the time, don't stick to them. And I'm not sure I really believe in resolutions such as that. I believe much more that in intentions. And then me being a person who tries very hard to stick to my word, when I make a promise to myself, I try to keep it. When I make a promise to you, I do everything I can to keep it. That's just the way I've always been. And here comes Todd.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Todd. How you doing? You're live.
Yeah, no, I'm alive. Wonderful.
Yay, you're alive.
Yeah, no, I was just throwing some darts. I forgot that you're online here, so I just checked, and sure enough, I listened to you the last few minutes talking actually, and it is nice to have a group where you can put your faith and trust in, and knowing that everybody's there for each other.
It is
So
wonderful, isn't it?
What's that?
It is wonderful, isn't it? To have
It is.
friends that you're sure are not going to backstab you or do you any wrong, but
Yeah,
that
I
are going
agree.
to try and help you and uplift you and all of that good stuff. Yes, and accept you. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, for sure. Um, when are you going to do some more remote viewing training?
Anytime you want. You want to do it tonight? Well, I've got time.
Um, yeah, sure. If everybody else wants to.
And, I know some people are not into remote viewing, and that's okay. I personally feel that remote viewing is something we have to learn, or this is what I've been told. And actually, when I check it with my pendulum, it's another one of our abilities that we need to get back. Because if you don't know your real past, you might be condemned to repeat it. And we have already seen that our real past is not what we've been told. And I'm sure older cultures know what our real past is, but we just haven't believed them. And I think now we might be more apt to believe them after some of the stuff we've seen. The other thing is this is a natural ability. It's something we always used to have. It's not something weird it's not really weird. It's just a natural ability. It's just something that we've been discouraged and that has been damped down on us. So getting that back and getting the ability to heal, to flow energy, that's another thing we need to get back. Everybody should be able to do that. Everybody should be able to flow energy.
Self awareness.
Yes, these are our gifts that we're supposed to have. These are the things we are all supposed to have. The senses, all of the clairs. We're supposed to have all of them, all of us. And other beings have it. There is some evidence that other beings in the universe have all these things intact still. The telepathy. Somehow we should probably start working on that too. But every time I check in with my larger self, higher self, bigger self, raw consciousness, whatever you want to call it, every time I check in and say, am I doing the right thing here? It always says, yes, you are. This is part of the way you free the slaves. Because if you don't know that you're being hacked, you can't do anything about it. You don't know to do anything about it. You got to know where you came from to where you're going. Right? Sort of like what Pappy said here. Take a look at where you've been to take a look at where you're going, where it's leading, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm proposing at this point is, would you guys be willing to try and take a look at, now remember, there are different timelines. I believe we're on a positive one. Would you be willing to take a look into the future? And see, remember, the future and the past already exist.
Ooh.
It's our choices that make the difference which one we're going to find ourselves in. So, would you be willing to take a trip to the future?
Sure.
And if so, would anybody else want to join us? If so, please type yes in chat that you want to do that, and we'll do that. We'll take a look at the future, what this future holds. And then we've got to figure out where in the future we're going to look. Okay. And like Max said, we kind of have to hone it down to a time, because otherwise we'll arrive in all different times of, like we just say, next year could be, we could be seeing like all different months of next year, you know. So maybe let us set a particular day that we're going to, or a particular time period, like maybe a particular month or something, and see how much we can see of that and how much of it. Like maybe I was thinking maybe we can start out by looking at January, what the month of January holds. Farsight does stuff like this, and they're one of the foremost ones out there, one of the more popular remote viewing places out there, and but they charge a lot more for their lessons than I do, which is nothing. They charge a lot. They charge quite a bit for their, you know, you're going to be paying if you do it their way, but well, comparatively, I guess it's not a lot compared to what it is, but I'm not saying that. It's just, you know, this is free. Pretty much all you got to do is come in here and be part of it, and you're in, you know. So I was thinking, let us just look at the month of January, and that may close it in enough, you know, to see some of the future. And then we can see how January plays out and see if what we were seeing was correct, or if somehow the timeline shifted. And how do you feel about that, people?
Sounds great.
Okay. So do you think that January is a short enough time that we can really get some results? How about if we say the most major things happening in January, so we don't get just people sitting there fishing on a dock or something? Okay, how about if we say we're going to take a look at the most major events of January? Okay. And so everybody get into that mind frame, that set of mind that is, I don't want to say that, that frame of mind where you are relaxed, find yourself in a relaxed place. Oh, I got you, Marie. That's okay. That sucks, but I'm sorry about that. Right. It's all probabilities. It's all what choices you make. But Farsight has had a lot of good results doing this. And some things the collective consciousness is making. So we might not get little tiny things that are happening to us, but we can get big things that are going to happen in the world, probably. I don't know if you're going to get the things that are going to be happening to you personally. You might. And remember, even if I do a reading for you, it's going to be based on what you're doing right now. Everything that you see and every reading that gets done for you is based on the way things are right now, the decisions you've made right now, the decisions the world has made right now. It can change at the drop of a hat. If everybody were to decide right now, this is going to happen, it would be boom like that. It would just happen that way. If we could ever get ourselves all together on something for once, we could do anything we wanted, right? But this is just the way things stand now. Okay, this is the way it is going to look. And it can change. But let's see how much we can get of it, because Farsight has done pretty well with this. So, major events of January is what I'm going to say. And usually Farsight says something on the order of major event, the most major event that we're going to see reported on or in the media, or that we're going to see happening in the world. So maybe we should do it that way and say, because if we don't see it reported, then we're not going to know anything. We're not going to know it really happened or not. So get yourself relaxed, and we're going to look at the most major events that we will be able to hear about, know about, see happening somehow, and get the information about in the world in January, in the month of January. Okay, that's what the goal is. Okay, so relax, put yourself in a nice place where you can, don't be driving, don't be operating heavy machinery. Okay, and just relax and breathe and oxygenate yourself, and just relax. Okay, breathe in deeply. Breathe out. Breathe in, take in that oxygen, let it out. Breathe in the oxygen, let it out. I'm going to Om. You can Om with me. All right. So the major events of January that we are likely to see reported on, or that we will have knowledge on, that we will somehow have knowledge of, come to us. And we just allow thoughts to come in. Don't chase them. And when you start to see them, just type them into chat in caps so that we know. Todd, do you want to still be in, or do you want to be out in chat for a while? You can come back in if you want.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll just pop out and then I can come back in after.
Right, that's cool. Sorry, but we're doing something. I'm going to have to kick you from the studio. Okay, can't come in right now. We're doing something. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it, Marie. Yeah, everything's fine. You can maybe just enjoy what everybody else sees. 5:55 is an interesting time, isn't it? You might want to look up what 555 means in the angel numbers, Marie. But to me, 5 is a number of change. There are changes coming. That's cool. Well, we love you, Marie, and okay. Major events in January of 2021. Are we seeing anything? If we are not seeing anything, then I have made the question too broad. I'm still learning this. Still learning the best way of doing this. So I'm not going to say very much about what I see. I want to know what you guys see, because I don't want to influence you too much. People's confusion. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to influence anybody too much. Yes, it looks like changes on, yes, even on the third dimensional plane, not just spirit, not just mind, but in the third dimension, Marie. That means physical plane. Interesting. So far. Yes, and I always make the caveat that this is just as things are now on the current path that we're on. There's always time to switch to another path. With other decisions comes another path. But the current one. But I will say that I am seeing a lot of activity. A lot of activity. A lot more than I'd expect for drowsy January, because January is usually, you get the post-holiday slump. But I don't think that's happening this January. I think this January is going to be a lot more active than past Januaries. I will say that much. Wonderful. That's okay, Todd. Just oh, cool, Rotman. Cool, Ken. Oh, that's interesting. Wonderful. I think it'll be a lot different than other Januaries have been. I'm just going to give you time. In the mid-United States and Southern Europe. Well, interesting. See, I've got to stay kind of neutral. It's telling me there's only 4 people watching, and I see more than 4 people right now. This is silly. This is so silly. I know this is lying. It's okay. Hello, Micah. Welcome. Find your place in front of the fire. We are remote viewing January. We're trying the future this time, as it stands now on the path that we are on now. Now, of course, I always make the caveat that things are subject to change. But as it stands right now, the way that the decisions have been made right now, January, the most important events that we will hear about, that we will be able to know about, that have happened. Because it's no good to if we don't hear any confirmation on that. So the most important events of January 2021. And thank you, Micah, for all that you do. You really do a lot. And thank you all for all that you do. You all do wonderful stuff, really. What you do well. Even if it is just being here and being a good friend. Yeah. That is a good idea, Marie. Ah. Well, I can't say anything because I'm the one that I don't want to influence anybody. But you guys are good, really. I feel that 555 is for all of us. Many changes are coming. Well, you have us. You have us, Micah. We're right there behind you. Yeah, that's what your family's supposed to do, is stand behind you. And you can replay and find out what I was ranting about today. I guess it wasn't a rant. Maybe it was more of a sermon. Might have been a little bit more of a sermon. I don't know. Maybe it was a rant and then a sermon. I don't know. You guys decide. Yeah, the funny thing, Marie, I do too. Like, it's all leading to something in the end that's not bad. Like, there will be some things come up that will maybe not look so good, but it's leading to something better. You know what? I did, and I even dreamed. Thank you so much, Micah. You're really a wonder. I told you, Daniel, we're not doing any guests right now. We're not doing guests coming on right now. I didn't drop the link for that reason. We're not doing that. Okay? Thank you. I'm glad I could do that. You know, all of you are getting things that have come up to me. You all are. This is what I suspected. And you're all getting these things that have already come up to me. All of you. Because Daniel is our troll returned and is trying to get into my studio. And they haven't said anything in a while. But they've been trying to get into the studio, and I won't let them. I keep either kicking them or telling them that we're not doing that tonight. He thinks I can't smell him. I'm on your scent, pal. I'm on your scent, baby. I can smell you now, troll. Who else would be? I mean, no, I'm not going to say how. Yes, and this is another thing we must do, is learn to trust our gut instinct and not override it. It's funny. It's like a scent. It's like a smell. It's like, Now, some people get trigger happy. Like, I think Atria got a little trigger happy the other night, but that's going to happen once in a while. We just got to accept that as we're learning to trust our instincts, that once in a while we might make a mistake. However, if we don't learn to trust them, we're going to make a lot more mistakes. Right? Might as well take a chance. Yes, I do, love. Thank you so much. I do have to talk to you though, Micah. Seriously, and I gotta make time for it. But I don't want to wake you up in the middle of the night or something to do it. I want to make sure that you're okay to talk. But yeah, I need to talk to you. Oh, Daniel. Daniel was a troll. But it's okay. He's just gonna find that he's not gonna get in. He's not gonna get in. I don't know what his fascination is with this place. No. Well, yeah, to get a gold star. No, there's just a few things I need to talk over with you, that's all, because you are who you are. And I think I believe you are right, Pappy. I believe you are right. Right? We love you. God loves you. You are not a monster. The universe is willing to prove that to you if you're willing to accept it. Okay. Is that all that we're seeing? Are we petering out now and we're just kind of, are anybody else get your last views in? And we'll start talking about it. Well, yes, you are, but it's better than being a dumbass. Yep, stars in school. Okay, if nobody's seeing anything else, let us review. What have we seen? And I must say, like I just said, stuff that I've already seen. But you're funny. So there you go. That's right. Everyone, I have to tell you, you're worthy. If you weren't worthy, you wouldn't be here. You have to be worthy to be here. Might as well just figure you're worthy. Sorry about your luck. You're worthy. Just get over it. Accept it. It's just life. You're worthy. Sorry. Sorry about your luck. Sorry, the universe loves you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Universe gonna love you anyway. Sorry. Sorry about your luck. Okay, let's review what we have. And I think it's true too that those of us who have faith are going to be able to ride this a lot better than people who don't. And unfortunately, You know what? This is interesting. I have found the same thing. Okay. Okay, Linda says, I see people's confusion. Pappy Two Bears says, uncertainty, chaos, dawning enlightenment, a renewed direction. Rotman Ken says, fencing job is done. I'm glad to see that it's done by January. I'm kidding, Ken. I know what you mean. Pappy says, disruption, restructuring, and cleansing. Yep, I'm pretty sure. Todd says, the edge of a corner of a sports field, an event, but unsure what's happening. And sports fields are used for many purposes. Remember that, not just sports, especially not these days. So we'll see what happens with a sports field. But I have a notion I might know. Linda says, I see victory, Trump with his head in the air. Yes. In the mid-United States and Southern Europe. Something going on in the mid-United States and Southern Europe. I have to keep our eyes open for it. Linda says, people mad, people happy, and danger. Yes, I see that too. Rome. Todd says something's going to happen with Rome. I think so. And then I'll tell you some of what I have seen. And we'll go back through this and I'll tell you what I've seen on it. China will try to start a war. Yeah. Civil war, pain, and trauma. Yeah, I think there will be some traumatized people. And I think there will be the beginning of a civil war, although I don't see it lasting long. And I don't see it being necessarily fought too much with weapons. I think the revolution mostly happens online. Most of the revolution will be online. That's shock leading to sadness, and I'll tell you what I think that is. Marie says, I feel strangely positive. And I do too, oddly enough. Russia trying to control, says Linda, but they're not strong enough. I see the devil, I see angels, and the angels win. And I feel love. That's great. And Mary Bond said I gave her some positive thoughts. That's wonderful. Peppy says truth revealed causes sadness in those deceived for so long. A shift in awareness. I thoroughly believe that. We're going to have some revelations in January that are going to absolutely leave people completely just mind blown. Mind blown. Even us, maybe even we who are keeping track of things, who are still able to think. Some of us will even be quite astounded. Maybe not shocked, because it's very hard to shock me. But after all I've seen, I'm not that shockable. But yeah, I'm sure some people will be just completely shocked. And Marie says, I hope they wake up to the truth. And let me see. That was about the end of it. Yes, I feel Creator Sand is firmly on what is to happen, and those with faith will ride the tumultuous journey better than those who struggle. I completely agree. Completely agree. Yes. Well, I think, Marie, that what we'll do is put some energy towards answering that question. What is the answer for Marie? Well, for one thing, we're here and we love you. And we have your back. Martial law. They've declared martial law in your area. Yes, we do, Mary. Marie, we're going to put, with all of your help, if you wish, we're going to put protection around you and yours. I'm envisioning a shell of beautiful golden and white light around you. And we're sending you love. And intending that the universe take care of you abundantly. Oh, you can only step outside of your homes with a mask. Yeah, just stay calm. Meditate a lot. Wear a mask. If they're going to put it that way. Well, if they're going to insist on that, then you kind of have to wear the mask. However, that doesn't mean that just because you wear a mask doesn't mean you agree. You're just doing it because you're forced to. There's a difference. You're not consenting. Yeah, they're really locking you down tight. You know what? You're right. You're right, Pappy. Let's do that. Right now, in that future timeline, let us all decide that that future timeline will be exactly what we actually need to go on to make a more positive future. That timeline, no matter what it looks like, is going to be positive. That it is going to be helpful. That it is going to progress us towards the fulfillment of being the kind of society that we really need to be. That somehow all the things that happen are happening as they should happen, and that they are happening for our good. Good night, Elaine. Thank you for being here, dear. Yes, sleep well. Dream well. Okay. We're standing at the end of January. Let's say we're just standing in January. We're standing all the way through January. And we're standing there keeping the thoughts in our mind that nurture our future, that nurture our positive future. Let's picture that. There you go. A radiant smile of gratitude and thanksgiving for being heard. There you go. Whatever it is that's happening, it's happening because it's bringing us some kind of good, no matter what it looks like. And then I'll tell you some of what I saw. I'm kind of afraid to bring some of it forth. I don't want to scare anybody because it sounds kind of scary, but I still feel it's going to come out positive in the end. But you guys brought up most of it already. So you're pretty much seeing what I'm seeing. And yet it's going to shake up the world enough to maybe shake loose some of the cobwebs. Sometimes people need to be shook up. Sometimes people need to be shook out of their stupor. What does the world really need to wake up? Wow, I saw something weird happen on the stream just then. When I said, what does the world really need to wake up? I saw something strange happen on the screen just then. Hard to describe. Something went on right then as I said that. Wonderful, Pappy, that's wonderful. That's a good thing. I see myself coming on this stream and being darn happy to announce something. I see myself announcing something with great glee and joy. And doing, yes, I think seeing myself doing ceremonies of, yes, thankfulness and happiness that what has come to pass has finally happened, and it will be good. Yeah, and I hope you do it on here. I hope you do one on here too. We'll be doing one too here for sure. At least one, maybe more. Maybe we'll do more than one. So let that excitement fill you up, that excitement of the future instead of dread. Thank you, Linda, for adding that. All of us, I feel, are going to be protected and looked after in the whole coming year. And from there on, we are all going to be protected, looked after, and loved. The universe will be abundant for us because we believe in the abundance of the universe. The universe will be loving for us because we believe that the universe loves, and loves us in particular. So we will be looking, you know what, whatever you believe, you're going to look for proof of that. So if you believe in an abundant universe that loves you, you will be looking for all kind of proof that the universe is abundant and loves you. And that is what you will find. Whatever you look for, you're eventually going to find. So Let us believe that the universe is loving and that everything that happens is for a good purpose and because the universe loves us. And we shall find that. You know, Todd, I think we have all known each other in the past. Some of us are probably old friends going way back. And that could well be. And then, if you're a real person, you know what? It's interesting. Real people, I always feel like I've known them. Because they behave in what to me is ways that make sense. When I meet a bunch of people who make when I meet people who make no sense to me, then I know, gee, we haven't spent time together, have we? Because you make no sense to me whatsoever. Okay. Well, we've got the circle up, and as we pull ourselves back from the future, yay, our own little movie. And we know now I am sure, though, I am very confident that everything that happens, like what happens, China tries to start over. Here's what I'm going to bring up later on. There is a game called Go. It's played very widely in China and has been played. It's a centuries old, very simple centuries old game. And on an upcoming stream, I will tell you how I feel it relates to what is going on with China. But yet it's still nothing to fear. There you go, Pappy. That's true. We have become co-creators. Well, your body is a type of a machine, but you, Micah, are an eternal being. Trust me on that. Your lion pride is calling you. Wonderful. Please believe in yourself, Micah. And if you can't believe in yourself, believe in us. Believe that we're with you and we got your back. And we wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have a divine spirit within you. So, with that, I'm going to say the remote view session is concluded. If anybody needs healing, we are in a protective circle. Please let us know. We have some healers here. We have some people who can direct energy. So if you're in need of something, please let us know. We'll direct some energy that way. We've gotten rid of our troll, so we have nothing to worry about. So glad he let me know he was a troll. Okay, Marie, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Okay. Now that our Trollo is gone, there we go. Now I can put this out again. He's just going to have to figure out I'm not going to let him in. If he comes in, he'll be kicked. So. So, Todd or anybody, or Micah, if you have anything you need help with and you want to come in, or anybody. In the group. No trolls allowed backstage at all. Yeah, whatever is going on, you know you got us. We're here for you. You've proven yourself a stand-up guy. You really are. You really are a stand-up good guy. And we know that, no matter what anybody else thinks. Sand and heat. I don't know. Yeah, Chris. Chris usually knows. Where is everybody else? Oh, she's running her stream. I didn't know that. I didn't get any notice. Well, if you're also listening to her stream, will you tell her that I didn't get any notice, or I would be over there helping her? I mean, you know, supporting her channel. Oh, I didn't know. See, I'm on Mondays. I didn't know that. Ah, gee, that's too bad, because I started at 9 this time. I didn't know. Hi, Lewis. Oh, hi, Lewis. Now, Lewis, I know Lewis. Lewis is from Paranormal Portal. Yeah, you know what? It's really hard to find a time when my friends are not streaming. It's just really hard. All I can do is just stream when I can and hope that it's okay and that we're, you know, I'm not trying to step on anybody. I'm really not. Yeah, it's okay. Lewis is somebody I know. Yeah, we are getting some new people, and actually that's a good thing. But don't worry, I got a nose for it. Most people we're getting are either coming off the portal or something like that, okay? Or maybe off of SOR. And if you're on some of these shows and somebody seems cool, you can surely invite them on this stream. It's not a closed thing at all, as long as you're sure they're okay. But Kim, I mentioned it to her, and I was trying to be open about it, and then she just took offense, and I had a funny feeling she was going to eventually be that way, but I didn't want to think so. You know, I was doubting my instincts again, and sure enough, she got offended. Because we do not toe the party line here. We are not towing the party line. Ah, I see. Micah, well, I'm honored. And Etri isn't here. Yeah, that's right. Etri is not here. Bomber's not here. Lucid's not here. We know where Bomber and Lucid are. Etri's not here. Etri might be over there. And we know where Elaine was. She was here with us. So, okay. So nobody needs a healing right now. Pam, I am. Pam was here for a while. I don't know where Pam went. Oh, Etri was over at Lucid's. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go over if Lucid is still going. I'll have to go over and say hi to her. Okay, if we're done for the night and we can't think of anything else we want to do for the night, how about we go and say hi to Lucid and pump up her stream a little bit and show her some love. I think it's Lucid Curios. Because Lucid is one of us. I didn't know that. We'll go over and just kind of okay. So I love you guys. I thank you for your insights. I'm very blessed to have you. And you are wonderful people. And you are worthy, and never stop thinking that you are. Always be grateful for what you have, and you'll get more. Okay, we'll go over and support Lucid's channel. And truth is where you find it. I hope you find it here. And I'll talk to you soon. Again, I should be on tomorrow because my energy is better. So I should be on tomorrow. And I'm not sure exactly what time, probably about the same, 8:39, something like that. And this is Ocean Making Waves. Time to go make some of your own out in the world there. She is still love. Oh, yes. Good. Love you all. See you soon.